calendars turn to May. Astros are 17-10, which is fantastic for two reasons. The first is that almost all of our games played so far have been played against teams above 500. We've been just going against the Padres, the Dodgers, and the Giants in the West, and a bunch of Reds and Mets. So the schedule should get easier from here. The second reason why this is so fantastic is if you flip to our team page, you can see Barry Bonds has been hurt for about 10 days now. He's got 4 more weeks to go. So we've been doing this against tough competition, without our best hitter, and remember, we're without our best pitcher as well. So all in all, this is just all looking up here. We're 5th in runs scored. We may be getting a little bit lucky there. Some of the peripheral stats don't indicate we should be 5th. 4th in runs against. Pitching is holding up really well. So things are looking pretty good. Before I move on, please remember to give the video a thumbs up and help others find it. You can also subscribe if you want to be notified of new ones. So, no Barry Bonds. How are we scoring runs? We're getting some good contributions from a lot of different places. Colbrun and Hoyles, the catching combination, have both been pretty good. Interestingly, Colbrun's actually been the better of the two. Chad Townsend hasn't quite been his on-fire 1995. He does have 4 homers. Not walking all that much, but pretty good performance from a first baseman. But another surprise, our backup first baseman is just crushing the ball. Jeff Manto, he's got 4 homers and 49 at-bats. He's slugging .692, so it's quite a good platoon we've got set up right now at first base. Ray Durham's not been great, but he's been way better than he was last April, where he was -1 WAR after that April of 1995. Greg Jeffries has been solid, not spectacular, but hopefully he'll get up to his normal levels soon. Alex Rodriguez has been a pleasant surprise. He's actually hitting pretty, good power, actually getting on base a fair clip as well. Defense has actually been kind of poor, despite my scout saying his defense is improving. But he's holding his own there at shortstop now. Darryl Sherman, our offseason signing, has been really the MVP of the team not named Barry Bonds, leading the team in WAR. Great job setting the table with a .387 on base percentage, stolen a few bases. Been good to see. You can see Andruw Jones has been called up. That's who I brought up with the Bonds injury, and not so good so far with the bat. He does have 2 home runs to his name, but doesn't quite appear he's ready for big league action. I think he's the best. He's got the great defense in center field, so we'll probably ride him out through the Bonds injury and then put him back down in AAA to keep developing. The only real bad performer so far has been David Justice. He's not hitting. He's not great defensively. So Jerome Walton has been hitting and plays right field as well. So it was kind of initially I was going to be platooning them, but Walton's starting to get the fair share of at-bats against right-handed pitchers as well. So just steady contributions up and down the lineup. Like I said, right field's kind of an issue, but no glaring holes. On the pitching side, kind of the same thing. All of our starters are doing pretty well. Tommy Green's been the best of the bunch with a 3.5 ERA, and he's 3-0. He's actually pitching today against the Expos. So much for our schedule getting easier. Shane Reynolds has been interesting. I think he's got the best ERA at the rotation. Yep, that's true. His FIP is higher than that, which suggests some luck. But contrary to that, he's got a 20-1 strikeout to walks ratio. I think he's got 2 walks in 43 innings and 20 strikeouts. Or that'd be 40 strikeouts. Or it's some crazy 10-1 or 20-1 ratio. I don't think I've seen a strikeout to walk ratio that high from a starter before. John Wetland, our closer now, after signing him in the offseason, has been just as locked down as we hoped. 7 saves, no losses, no blown saves. Gave 1 run, but it's been really clean performance. Don Strange has the only blown save in the bullpen, but he's been okay. We had a couple losses coming out of the bullpen as well. A couple guys having problems. Solomon Torres, really rough start to the season yet again. Clock maybe start to tick on how much patience I have with him, but similar to the bats, there's not really anyone glaring like, oh god, I gotta fix that, which is good. That's no complaints. So really nothing like crazy we need to go do. But despite that, here's the trade block. Right field has got to be the target. Jeremy Burnitz looks like quite an interesting candidate to take that on. But as of now, the Braves just want the moon for him, so we won't be doing anything there. Pudge Rodriguez is available. I could always make a run at him and go Chris Hoyles plus if the Giants are interested in something like that. And then it does break my heart to see Luis Alicea and Barry Larkin, my former middle infield with the Rangers, both on the trade block. Not cool. So nothing really imminent. Just it's just start of May anyway. So just continue developing prospects, and let's jump into those prospects. Just a couple of them. Chad Rupp's been the pleasant surprise so far of the minor leagues. He's in Double-A. Got him in a deal with the Rangers last season, and wow, is he just crushing the Texas League. He's hitting .420, on base over .513, and a slugging of almost .700. Not too bad. That earned him Player of the Month in the Texas League. And then my other top prospects coming along nicely, other than Andruw Jones, that is, it's Carlos Beltran. It's sort of a middling season in the Quad Cities, which is in the Midwest League. But this year he's really looking like he's going to step it up. His overall numbers are way up despite moving up a level. And probably the biggest one that's good for me is seeing his strikeout rate drop from 29% to 11%. So he's making much better contact, and he's doing a lot with it. So he's maybe entering the conversation for a September call-up. 1997 still feels a little bit more likely, but keeping an eye out. So let's take a look at some other teams who's surprising, who's disappointing. The California Angels are probably the pleasant surprise. They've overtaken the Rangers for first in the AL West just by a game, and the Mariners are hanging out there too. And they're doing it with pitching, lots of pitching. First in the AL in runs against, and the starting rotation's been pretty spectacular. The lineup is nothing great, so let's see how they're doing it with their rotation. A couple players to look at. Brad Radke's the main one. 7 starts, 6-1 with a 1.07 ERA. Looks a little lucky. His FIP's 2.76, but yikes. That's looking Cy Young right there. And the ratings back it up. He's really developed as a good starter for the Angels in his 3rd season. The other name that's worth watching, and not just because of his performance this year, but he actually won his 150th game this week. It's Jack McDowell, who came over in free agency from the Montreal Expos. He's been pretty solid as well with an ERA 3.5. And remember, this is 1996. We are in the thick of the steroid era. McDowell's been really strong. He's like their number 3 starter going for the Angels. And congrats on number 150. The disappointment, well, from a neutral standpoint disappointment, not disappointing to me, would be the Chicago Cubs. We saw how they lost a ton of players in free agency over the offseason, and it's starting to show. They're 11th in runs scored, just not cutting it when you have Chipper Jones and Jason Giambi in the middle of a lineup. And the pitching's not going so well either. Pedro Martinez was hurt for a good couple of weeks, and the 2 starts he's had have been pretty awful. So, if you don't mind me saying, it's kind of nice seeing the Cubs in last place again after what they did to me last season. A couple other milestones to cover real quick. Eddie Williams continues to have a great career for the Phillies. He's got 1,500 hits. His teammate, Jay Buhner, also been in Philadelphia from Toronto. He and Williams got to be best buddies. He slammed his 300th home run in April. And then the Yankees, Danny Tartabull, who's just a lock for the Hall of Fame now, has 300 home runs now. Look at all those gold gloves that man has. Another team, I wouldn't call them a surprise, but you could just call them the undisputed best team in baseball, would be the Montreal Expos, who are what we're facing today. First in the National League in runs scored, second in runs against. They've got the National League Player of the Month in Gary Sheffield, who just, well, I mean, as usual, he's amazing, but this month he's in particular amazing. Look at the splits. Or not the splits, the slash line. 451, 520. I think that says 814. I can't quite read it right. Yikes. Yikes. I have to face him. Maybe he's not tired, so darn it. I'm going to have to face him. So yeah, and then the Expos have all their old guys. They got Tommy still. They got Tony Fernandez. They've got Javi Lopez. And they've got a nice steady pitching rotation. The one we're going to be facing today is Todd Burns, who's 3-0 with a nice 3.33 ERA. And we've got Tommy Green, who I mentioned has probably been our best. Him and Reynolds have been our best starters so far. So we got a nice matchup on our hands. Let's go play the Expos. Alright, here we go. There's Tim Raines. Been with the Expos since 1982 still. One of the few guys left with their original teams. We got Sheffield. That feels like a miracle. And we struck out Tommy. Alright, so we're going up against Todd Burns. His career was over by now in real life. It's mostly with the A's. I think he was at the Cardinals at the end. That was like 1993. And we're got a promising start here against him. Ooh, that's an infield hit. Doesn't score the run, but we're loaded now. Well, that's a bummer way to somewhat kill a rally. We get one run in. And Townsend grounds out. Feels like it could have been more than that, but we'll take the lead. Tommy Green, get back out there. I don't think he's going to shut out the Expos, so we're going to need a little bit more. And there's our former player, Tony Fernandez. We traded him to the Expos in '94 when we were terrible. That's an important strikeout. We can get the pitcher now. Oh no, pitcher gets a hit and drives in the run. And we're gonna get range, I think. Nice play by Durham. All right, 2 on, nobody out again. Just like last inning. Hey, Andruw Jones gets himself a hit. Okay. We got the lead again. Can't get down the bunt. There we go. Is that another run for us? Yes. We've got 3 early off of Todd Burns. 7 hits. We're still in the second. Make it 8. That's in the gap. Nine. We're blowing Todd Burns out of here. See ya. This is fun. This is a big-time offense, though, in Montreal, so I prefer you just keep scoring. Maybe A-Rod can get one more run in. Sure does. 7-run inning. And that'll do it. Not bad, not bad. Oh, that's in the corner. Tomy's probably going to score Conine. Oh, Conine stays at third. Let's see if they score on this one. Andruw Jones throws him out. Nice. Good boy, Andruw Jones. 20-year-old. Hey, he's got another hit. Got his average almost up to 200. Nice game so far. Green, once again, can't get down the bunt. He's actually a good hitter for a pitcher. Maybe we should just let him swing it. Walton's 2 for 2. Still perfect on the day with a walk. No runs this inning. Jeffries was 2 for 2 as well. Now 2 for 3. No walks, up 7 runs, please. All right, well, Tony Fernandez is on third now. Another walk. That seems kind of silly. But we turn the double play. We'll definitely take that trade of 2 outs for a run. Ooh. And that was a strikeout. That's 4 for Green. Boom! That a boy, Chris Hoyles? That's deep too. That's back to back. We're having a party. Townsend's on the board in May. Back to the pen. A-Rod's 2 for 2. Everybody's 2 for 2. Ray Durham goes deep. The Expos 8-0. Famous last words. Andruw Jones is 3 for 3. And Tommy Green's going to attempt to fail to get down 3 bunts. If there's one blemish, it's Tommy Green can't bunt. Gerald Sherman's got 3 hits. This is beautiful. I like this. Let's have all the games be like this. Andy Hightower's a former pitcher of mine, I think twice. I definitely had him in Texas. I think I even had him in San Diego. Alright, Green back to work. Can we get Sheffield 3 times in a row? Hey, we do. His average is all the way down to 438. Alright, some more base runners. Those are never bad. 17 hits in 4 1/3. We'll take it. We'll take it. Another base hit. Can Ray Durham come through with his 3rd hit? He can. And we're safe. 13-2. Andruw Jones. Oh, Jeff Robinson's in the game. We've had him for a couple of teams. And Andruw Jones is 4 for 4. It's 15-2 in the 5th. Tommy Green cannot bunt this time. There's 2 outs. So he actually has to swing the bat. Wow, that's a repeat for Tommy. That was his last at bat, was a double down the right field line. Tommy Green, please just give us some innings. If they're going to get some hits, we'll live with them. As long as it's not 13 runs worth of hits. Another diving catch by Andruw Jones. I sense some gold gloves in his future. Okay. That is no problem. Daryl Sherman goes deep. Is that 5 homers for us? Not a ton of power. He's got 32 career home runs now. 2nd of the year for us. This is great. We got 2 more games against the Expo too, so not only are we just dismantling them, we're also burning up their bullpen pretty good. Townsend's only 1 for 5. He does have a homer. Maybe Tommy Green's last inning. That's 8 strikeouts. He's been very good. A lot easier to pitch when you're up by 13 runs. But, you know, I'll still give him credit. He's off to a fantastic start. He's going to be 4-0 pretty soon. Get A-Rod. Durham's 3 for 4. He's got 4 hits. Don't think he'll get a chance for 5, but Andruw Jones is going to get a shot for 5 hits right now. No, he doesn't do it. David Justice into pinch hit. So that's it for Green. Don Strange comes into the game. Kind of an interesting choice. He's our setup man. Bullpen's a little weary at the moment. Cuts down on some options. Tomey's been the best player for the Expos today. 3 for 4. And that's a double play. We got Tony Fernandez. Oh, no, that's right. We already had 2 outs. That was just a field of stress. Sherman can't get to 5 hits. We got 3 players with 4 hits. At least. I know we've got Sherman, Durham, and Jones. But it looks like that's it. No one's going to, after all that, no one's going to get 5 hits. Everyone comes so close. And we're going to wrap this one up. Desmond Brooks into pinch hit. And that'll do it. Well, that was pretty much a party. Daryl Sherman is our player of the game. He went 4 for 6, couple extra base hits. But everyone had 2 hits, it seems like. Everyone except for Chad Townsend, and most of those took place before the 5th. Jim Tomey's the player of the game for the Expos. He gets 3 hits, but not much going on for them. And then another great start for Tommy Green. Struck out 8 over 7 innings, just 2 earned. Well done. Don Strange cleaned up nicely. And then, Todd Burns, ouch. 7 earned over an inning and a third. And Brian Hickerson and Andy Hightower didn't do much better. So, yeah, that was a blowout. So some other scores in the National League. A couple of my ex-players doing well. Derek Bell homered for the Pittsburgh Pirates in their win over the Dodgers. And then former Ranger of mine, Luis Alicea, who's unfortunately on the trade block, homered against the Florida Marlins to help get them a victory. So lovely to see. A couple American League games. The Rangers got a pretty sweet comeback over the Tigers. They scored 5 combined between the 8th and the 9th to squeak out a 9-8 win. Greg Gagne got his 1,000th hit in that game. And then the performance of the day comes in the Orioles-Brewers game, where the Orioles won 19-14. They were actually up 19-6. So if I thought mine was a blowout, this was worse. But then the Brewers came back with 7 in the 9th. But for the Orioles, the hero was Guillermo Velasquez, the former Padre in real life, smashed 3 homers. He's pretty early in career as a first baseman, and he's got quite good pop, like 60-something home runs already for his career. So, yeah, fun name to watch. His profile looks a lot similar to Chad Townsend's, except Chad Townsend has got better defense at first base and probably has some more potential still. So here's the standings after the games on May 3rd. The Reds lost, so we are now 4.5 games in first place, which is lovely to see. The Cubs and the Pirates got wins, so they'll keep pace with us, but our lead looks fairly secure at the moment. Plenty of work to do still. So that is our wrap for today. A little news. Pre-news. I'm thinking about starting a new playlist outside of the save, but I really don't know what to do. So if you've made it this far, I'm certainly interested in any ideas you have, whether that's like a different save or a tournament or training videos or I don't know, anything else you got in your mind. I'm starting to have an open mind about maybe splitting some time with my content. And if you like the content, what you saw today, please give the video a thumbs up and help others find it. Remember to take care of yourselves and take care of your neighbors. We'll see you next time.